head teacher in Mbale Secondary School here in Mbale City. I'm glad to welcome members of the cultural institution of Bamasaba, popularly known as Inzu ya Masaba, especially the official spokesperson, Mr. Masiga. I welcome them in our midst as a school. As you are aware, Mbale Secondary School is a big school, one of the biggest in the region, with a population of close to 5,000 students, and it's one of the best performing schools in the region. We have had a long working relationship and a positive relationship with the cultural institution of Inzu ya Masaba under the capable leadership of Umukuka, and we have had as head teachers, as the chairperson of head teachers in Mbale City, we have had occasion to be hosted by Umukuka in his office in Maluku, and he did unveil his program for the education sector. He has a lot of good plans for the improvement and expansion of education in Elgon zone, his kingdom. And also, as you are aware, the cultural institution is very key in the promotion and the preservation of our culture and our languages. Any society that does not preserve its oral tradition, it is a cultural institution, then is destined to collapse in its culture and language will deteriorate over time. We, the Bamasaba, are a very proud nation of people who have a very strong culture. One of the most popular aspects of our culture is the circumcision, which now has fortunately also turned out to be a health requirement or a health good practice in terms of physical health, because now even people who are not Bamasaba are getting voluntary circumcision. And yet for us, the Bamasaba have saw this many hundreds of years ago when the nation was founded, and we have been practicing it since then. And every male child in this institution undergoes that ritual, but it also turns out to be a very healthy option. So in addition to that, we have a very strong culture. We occupy the eastern border of our country. We also we spill over to Kenya, where we have our brothers and sisters over there, and we regularly come together, especially during the season of Imbalu or circumcision. We are happy to really collaborate with the Inzu ya Masaba in promoting the virtues. So we think that this is the first time, I think, the cultural institution is coming out to engage schools as institutions which are stakeholders in our land, because we know as institutions, we also, as education institutions, we also have a role in promoting culture. For example, as Mbale says, we're among the first schools in this region to introduce Bamasaba language at both O level and A level, and fortunately, even the government recognized it, and it's now an examinable subject. We have students who are offering it at O level, UCE, and A level. And this, we are going to now, as we talk, we are seeing many Bamasaba coming out to write now books, which books are being used to teach the students. But most importantly, these books are also books which are promoting the culture and language. Because when you write a language, for example, recently Professor Timothy Wangusa launched this book called Kumwenya kwa Mkokoteni, ni biromelele bibindi swa. This is a book which we are now teaching at A level. This book is preserving culture. for the children who are growing up, whom have not had a chance, especially because of the nature of our society nowadays. Many of the children grow up in urban areas and they pick sometimes other languages around them. But when such books are written and they come and find them in school, and many others, including my own father is also a writer. He's a writer of books, and he has written a few books that have gotten onto the syllabus of NCDC as well. And we think that is the way to go. We encourage many more, especially the children we are now teaching Bamasaba, and others who are not even studying Bamasaba as a language, but who have the passion. We have a student here who has written poetry, but he's not a student of Bamasaba. He has written poems in Bamasaba, and we think this is the way to go. So we thank the cultural institution, the Bamasaba, for coming out to take this gospel of cultural values to our institutions, because these are the young people. Tomorrow, those of us who are much older are expiring, and we are going to leave this nation and our institutions in their hands. But if we don't make a deliberate effort to pass over these values to them, they will have nothing to preserve, let alone to pass over to their own children in the future. So in a society that does not preserve its culture is destined to collapse as it is known. So we thank the Bamasaba for deliberately coming out to engage the learners, the younger people of this Bamasaba nation, to promote their values, to preach to them, to sensitize them, and also tell them of their obligations as a part of the society of Bamasaba.
Issues of culture. We come here to relay or explain ourselves on matters of culture and guide our people. We have a duty as a cultural institution to guide you on matters of morality. It is within our culture as a cultural institution to guide learners on issues of decorum, on issues of dress, and many other characterizations. We feel it is an affront on our culture as Bamasaba. When you are Bamasaba, especially girls, you young girls. Yesterday, I think I was from Soroti, I saw some women who did not look very old. They were go down, isn't it? We feel it is not within our culture for you to eat chicken. Chicken is what? We, as a cultural institution, we remind especially the males about the imbaru. Imbaru is done during even years, from 24 to 26. The school program or the cultural program for Imbaru is always December, which in essence gives you ample time to study without any fear, because there is a time frame set for you. Every December is for those who have not circumcised. Every December of every even year. So we have that time for you, tagged or fixed, so that you are not here to be disturbed, that you are missing out. So I wanted to bring that to your attention. In Bali district, in Bali city, and about this region. It is very unfortunate that many learners, and I want you to be very attentive on this one. Very many learners are breaking into criminality. You do gangism. When you meet a colleague from very high, instead of saying hi, it is just fighting. You meet somebody from Goma, instead of exchanging intellectual ideas as learners, you begin fighting. And I think that is unacceptable. We feel as a cultural institution that you shouldn't engage in acts of criminality. Don't steal, don't rape, don't defile, do not consume any narcotics. Because right now I'm from Bali hospital, because I had to go and get clear statistics. But they are telling me the rate of mental breakdown that the doctors are registering the other side is very alarming, very, very disturbing. Recently I was in Bukorobi. The children of the rich are the ones that are smoking narcotics. The children of the rich are the ones who are becoming a problem. Even when they are graduates, others are lawyers, they are doctors, and that is very disturbing news to we as a country institution, to we as parents, and Uganda as a country. We always use such unfortunate examples to tell you that please don't dare. Because when you take narcotics, eventually you become arrogant. Actually, that's the characterization, according to the doctors, this about 1 hour ago when I was there. That a person who takes narcotics becomes arrogant, is isolated from others, he begins to steal, he can rape, and all those negative things. Then eventually, there's liver failure. Because of that, there is a kidney failure, and of course all that lead to death. We always want to use those very unfortunate examples and discourage you, and I say, please, that is a wrong path, not there. Because your parents sell land to educate you, and in the process of selling the land, they become direct with nothing. So if you go into criminality and become later disturbed than others, you are a burden to your head teachers. Because when you excel and you meet Moses or Mr. Mari and others, Madam Agnes and other persons, you are able to stop your car and say, Headmaster, you have a 300 for fuel. Headmaster will not refuse. From these students will not refuse. So we want you to be men and women of record in this country. That is a very important. Also remind you that the Omukuka has a special bursary. The Bamasaba in the US are making contributions towards your study. They are collecting some money, about $120,000 per person to support the education fund in Masaba. Especially those who excel at the university. We also remind you, because we are also imbued with the authority to remind you that the government has money under the education education loan scheme for students who will excel in sciences, and part of those who have succeeded in being enrolled as a course on tourism. Government told us the other time that we need to remind you that those opportunities are there, they can fund you. So I want you to utilize all of that and become better. We are committed to ensure that we encourage you to become better Bamasaba. We must beat these other regions since we have now able leadership here of the headmaster and others. In September and October we are going to have an education conference in Masaba land. We could give a space here on Mare Stadium where we are going to invite all these learners, all these schools. And we are going to talk to Umukuka, will be the chief guest, and a minister from the Ministry of Education, Government of Uganda. We want them to showcase these projects of theirs that they're doing, drama, and what have you. We want you to showcase that. Umukuka is also very pleased. He's pleased with Mare SS, because the headmaster has briefed us that you are among the foundation schools here to teach Bamasaba. So people who excel here in Bamasaba can go to IU, can eventually become lecturers. It's easier to get a job actually. Teacher of Bamasaba is now more young after than even in some other units like history and others. So that is a very wise decision. If you know your Bamasaba, you break into a Bamasaba Mbani SS Students Association. If you are from where you also do the same, we need to ensure that all these schools have sub-associations of the tribal communities they come from. You said, Master, you are now